Wes McCage, and we're standing here in front of my childhood home, or I should say my former childhood home. And there's a long story on how we got here today. Basically, you know, when a parent dies, there's a lot going on. You have a lot of concerns, there's end-of-life issues, etc. And one of the things you don't necessarily want is to spend a lot of time getting a very old house up to today's standard. I had no interest in this. And when I was speaking to my lawyer, Giancarlo, I was explaining to him what I really needed was an easy button. And he put me in touch with Pace. From the very beginning, when I started talking to Pace, it was very clear to me I was actually being interviewed by Pace. He didn't want to have a deal that wasn't mutually beneficial for both of us. What he did was he took the time to explain to me the various options that were in front of me. How were we going to take this house from 1972 and get it up to today's standard? And based on my level of interaction, my desire as far as involvement, we came to a mutual agreement. And what was fantastic about this is not only did Pace make me an offer, but he made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So right now, what I'm telling you is I'm delighted to be standing in front of my former childhood home and seeing a fabulous renovation taking place. I look very much forward to seeing how this develops, but right now I just feel like I've been treated very fairly, and I would so strongly encourage anybody who's looking for a similar opportunity to talk to Pace and his team. They've been professional from the get-go. From the moment we opened my mother's estate, it was like the news hit the street and everybody was making offers, but you felt like these people were not reputable. And in fact, if you scratched the surface, you found out they weren't. So basically I was being bombarded. What happened when I went with Pace is suddenly it became me in control. I was calling the shots. I really felt like Pace and I were working together to get this thing done. And once it went over to Pace's team, smooth sailing all the way. They kept me involved in the process. They let me know what was going to happen next. And ultimately, this Tuesday, we closed. He understood that I was in a dilemma. I didn't want to deal with this. I really just did not want to deal with managing a renovation. I'm not that type of a person. And when he heard what my situation was, he said, I have a contact, his name is Pace, he deals with people like you all the time, and he provides you options. He was fantastic in recommending me to you, and I'm so grateful for that.
Who did you deal with at the title company? Do you remember? Her name was Danielle?
Danielle Pendergrass, I believe?
Yeah, Danielle Pendergrass. How was that?
She was amazing. Again, soup to nuts. This thing was executed so smoothly, without a hitch. Never was there a problem. Nobody dropped the ball, not once. In fact, what I was so impressed with was the minute I said, okay, let's move forward, there was a team waiting to help me come at my time, the times that worked for me. It was incredible. It really was.